Hey out there, with all types of individuals from all over the world about all different types of things. So right now I'm cutting that up, making some short form content out of it. Here in about 15 minutes, we've got a phone call that I've got to take. Now, I may go periodically throughout this broadcast and either go on mute the whole thing. We'll see how the whole thing goes. So just sit tight with us, guys. We'll get it going, and you guys can be in on the open the webcam, and I'm going to make that smaller, and we'll go to sharing the screen. You know what, that's about I can turn on music if we need to. Once we go to the actual video call we'll be going to in a moment, we should be able to switch here and be looking at this screen. Now it's just currently playing a video. I don't even know why it's playing that video, but could I get the live feed pulled up on something over here there, darling?
Yeah, the other one.
Okay, I'm going to, I don't even need that up. Yeah, I do. I'll drop it down. Well, you know what? We're not watching it, so, oh, it is watching it. Okay, so I don't need that up, but it's going to be a Zoom call, so we're going to open that up. I'm still converting from just a few minutes ago is what it is. So let me see what I've got going on here. Yeah, we're 85% converted. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Thank you for the coffee there, darling.
Any more?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I sure will. It's 87% here. Going on. I'm going to switch over to this other view. All right, now if you're with me right now, you know what? I'm going to open up my dock and my chat bubble just to see live control. How does that work? I don't even know if I've ever used this before, so I'm just going to open it up and try to find out. Let's see. I know I've done Flex Stream.
I still haven't really come.
What? How'd you leave one time? Got it. OBS reconnected. I'm behind the scenes in the studio. That's neat. Okay, well, does it get bigger? No. That's all there is to it. So does it chat? What does it do? What else can I see on this controller? Well, I don't know rightly. I don't rightly know. And I don't know why I've got it here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. Okay, well, it'll dock down in the bottom, but I don't think I need it to dock down there at all. I think I could just leave it sitting right up here at the top. That seems to make more sense to me. But this is not the same box that I had before. I'm not sure where that box is. Tell you what, I'm going to come back over to the... You know what? How's that going to work? How is that going to work? I think they're going to have to... I'm going to have to do the visual camera. Yeah, I'll have to start the visual camera so where they see what we're seeing here. And... Okay, so I will open up this camera for the call. See, I always have to get this stuff, figured out myself. I never can figure out exactly, in real time how I'm supposed to do it. So now I cannot record it on this device because we're going to be doing the Zoom and I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in that call just to get it going and make sure that all that's set up. That's on another window. If you guys are watching the behind the scenes, you'll be able to see this. Matter of fact, I am going to bring that up for you so that you can watch that and you can kind of see how this goes for me. Right now I've got to turn on the camera so that it lets the program access it, and then we'll come to the video feed. Yes, it is set for OBS, and we will turn it on. There we are. So now everyone is looking at the live feed. Let's go back here. Let's get this somewhere else. Move some shit out of the way. I don't know. I don't know because, well, I've still got my ibuprofen sitting up here and everything else. All right. Back to the cam. There it is. All right. There we are. Now, I am working on the lighting for you guys. I really am. You're just going to have to bear with me. That's all I can say. For right now, this is how it is. We've got softbox lights. I've got ring lights. I've got all kinds of things. I've got neon lights set around. Just this one angle is kind of dark. I am aware of it. I know. I know. I know. I understand. That's just what it is. So now I'm going to come over here and see about... I'm going to see about this video call. So this is the screen, and see, it's not letting me do it. That's the problem. It's not letting me get the screen share at all. Which, that may be okay. That may be okay. Here we are. So yeah, I'll have to restart the computer for that one. That's something that I had an issue with earlier today for some reason or another. I don't know why it's doing that, but anytime I'm trying to go to that other monitor, and it may, you know what? Well, I just don't know why it would do that. Yeah, I just don't know why it would do that. Not sure. Well, that's okay. It's not that big a deal, right? It's not that big a deal. We're just going to hang out like this for a while. Come back to you. I do have that call momentarily. So this is the screen that will be on the call when we get in there. What you're seeing on the screen, that's pretty much what's going to be out there. That's what's going to be out there. Now, I would like to stream the entire call, but because now you're going to be able to be in on the back end of it. I do know that you'll be in on the back end of it. I don't think you're going to be able to see the screen or the video. However, that will also be simultaneously be recorded through Zoom. So these are all little things that I'm having to work out too. Now, had I not started the live stream first, right? Had I let that go and let Zoom be, you know what? No, that's where my problem came from, to tell you the truth, is trying to figure out how to do the Zoom call and the live stream at the same time on the same device, and which one had to go first. So maybe I got it right, maybe I got it wrong, I don't know, but it will create double the content because that's just the nature of the beast, baby. Nature of the beast. Now, I'll tell you what, I've had a headache all day long today. You're going to sit here with me and take some old Tylenol, because that's what we do. Well, actually, that's kind of part of what we do. What I normally do is take ibuprofen first and then backdoor it with this Tylenol. Well, that's what I'm doing right now, too. I guess it is normal. How you doing?
Doing good.
Oh, you guys got to hear from the lovely Denise. Yes, it is true. She is lovely, and her name is Denise. And she's sitting right over there. You just can't see her right now. She didn't want you to know. That's just a little bit of meta for you. You know, it's like, are you aware of all the producers and everything on the outside of every thing that every video you watch, like how many people they have that are doing production and video editing and standing back there with a microphone or any of that kind of jazz? Yeah, there's a ton of them. So, but yeah, you guys will see, just a live call. We're fixing to do some video editing here momentarily. Now, what are we editing? Some long-form content. Just some long-form content from videos we had earlier today. Now, it is time for that call, so I'm going to go ahead and go to that, let you guys hang out and just be part of it. Hello there, Greg. How are you, good sir?
I'm sorry, I'm not smoking anything, so I got nothing here to. I got nothing to light up.
Well, that's all right. I'll let you make it this time. How have you been, good sir?
Been all right. Been all right. I'm a little underdressed, but my hair looks like a mess. There we go.
Definitely not. Worry not.
By the way, before we start, somebody had passed around this card called the Texas Bullet Food Company. I don't know who. I didn't know who that was. I was trying to figure out among the new people who that might, if that was, because I've been to a few of those meetings and I didn't know if that was one of the new people.
Yeah, I saw it too. I didn't have a name on it either. It has a scan code, I think, and I haven't scanned it yet.
Yeah, but it just goes to Facebook, and I mean, I may give them a call. I may give them a call later just to find out if one of their folks was at the meeting. But I couldn't put a name and a face together among those who were I had not seen at the previous meeting.
Sure, sure, sure. Hey, I forgot to push the button. Do you mind if I record this call?
Uh, okay. What's it going to be? What's the recording going to be used for?
Recording in progress.
Generally, I try to pick out a couple of tidbits of nuggetries of wisdom. I do a lot of academic stuff, teaching, educating, mentorship, things like that. A lot of it's just teaching people how to make a call, how to talk to people, how to communicate effectively, just different things. If you check out some of my Facebook, you'll see, or some of my YouTube, man, I've got a ton of calls on there, little tidbits and fragments of it. I always try to highlight, your best attributes. Nobody wants to see any of the craziness of their life on YouTube. We understand that. I do it pretty much for professional reasons. I like to network. I like people to see that I have these types of conversations, and that when we have them, there's actually some value that's usually exchanged, in some way, shape, or form. And when they see that, it helps my business, it helps your business, and that's just the way it is. Now, don't get me wrong. I do have some that are a little bit more some clients and some people that I talk to that are a little bit more vulnerable than others. That'll go down memory lane with me on a recorded call. That's cool if you're willing to. If not, that's fine as well. But that's why I asked you if you're comfortable with the call.
Okay.
So, okay. Well, anyway, yeah, go right ahead. Tell me what it is that you do and that you're interested in getting from the call. Because when we talked about your business, I looked at the videos and I think I had a different idea at first. So I'm going to let you sum it up in really quickly. What is your business and what do you do?
Well, I do independent videography work for companies that need it. I used to work in media full time. I've been trying to grow my own business here in town for 4 years, and right now I'm generating no money, which is essentially made me financially unable to survive, and it's affected my mental health. So I'm trying to find somebody who can take over the advertising side of things because I'm sick and tired of trying to do it when I have no idea what I'm doing. I've got plenty of followers online. People ask me all the time why no one's sponsoring. The answer is I just don't know, and I just would rather have I'd rather offload it to somebody else who knows what they're doing, so that way I don't have to worry about it because I don't like doing sales and I'm not good at it.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's what I thought, that's what I heard, and that's what I had put together in my brain before we got on the call too. So I flipped through to see what some of the material was about and what it is that you do exactly. And I saw a lot of high school sports, right? That's what you do, is you cover high school sports, and that's kind of where your niche is, correct?
Yeah, I do more personal interviews as well, just because I don't really cover much college sports, just because of the politics. I don't cover any pro sports because all we have around here is the Spurs, and I'm not really a basketball fan. Plus, even when I posted things that were college or pro sports related, really didn't get many views outside of some of the other stuff that I do with interviews with current and former athletes that have played in college or the pros or other stories that just never really got any traffic.
Sure. So your main focus is high school sports. Now, what is your
High school and local, I guess you would say, not just high school, but anything local as well. Because I like to do more featurey things besides just looking at the box score. It's like NFL films.
Sure. Okay. So let me see, what are your product offerings? Like, what is it that you're offering to make money with? That's what I want to know. What are your ways to make money with this? Other than just having subscribers, what are you pushing them to purchase?
Well, I don't make any money on my subscribers. YouTube's a complete train wreck I can't even monetize YouTube because I get few views. I'm trying to find either people that need private videography work for their business or for themselves because they want it shot on a professional camera and not the iPhone 9000, which is not a professional camera. But my stuff gets 25,000 daily impressions. I've got 10,000 followers on social media. So there is traffic. And when I post somebody's logo or even their Twitter handle on a tweet, it gets a lot of traffic, even if it's not posting video. I mean, it's just simply something small, like a small video clip or something. And it's basically taking what people do in television and doing it online because nobody watches television anymore.
Sure. Okay, all right. So what I'm seeing is you have two services that you basically offer. Okay, that's what I'm trying to break it down from a consumer standpoint. Is what do I hear? How do I do business with this man? Right? Because that was a whole lot to get down to these two things. oh, I do videography for the public, right? That's what you sell is the service of videography. The second thing is you do promotions because you have a social following. You have a social following, so you'll post things in order to get somebody some traction, right?
Okay.
And you do that for a price. No, I mean that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Is that not correct? Those are the two things you basically do.
Well, I don't get many people calling me up to promote them anyways. It's just basically as I go cover a game or do a story, and I want to have the advertisers just like they would advertise on television, and that's kind of what I want here because nobody does anything in San Antonio or Austin like what I do, and 99% of the time I'm at an event, there's nobody else out there.
Okay. So local, and now are you trying to do just local events or just sports?
Mainly sports, but I mean, it's not that hard to go out and cover something else that's not an event. But if it's not something I'm scheduled to be at, I'm not going to cover it unless I've got a sponsor because I'm just tired of working for free.
Sure. No, I understand. I'm just looking at that. So you want to do local sporting events. You want to be paid for your videography. And the reason that you are charging the rate that you're charging is because of your social media following. And that's why you can get a better rate. So therefore, you're not charging for two different things. It's one thing, but you get a premium price. Okay? That's your whole thing.
Well, the two are separate. The two I've got are separate. The videography just happens to be if somebody calls me up and wants something done. I only get those honestly, I only get it twice a year. So it's not even a business. I mean, that's where I've even looked at leaving San Antonio because I've had enough of San Antonio and the politics. And so, like I said earlier, I just want somebody that can do the sales, go find the advertisers so I can do what I know how to do and not waste any more energy on hear and no or radio silence. And I'm trying to keep it as positive as I can.
Right. Well, that's hard to do. What I'm trying to do is figure out what in the hell is this person going to sell. I mean, understand, that's what these questions are to do is because I'm a regular dude and I've listened to you tell me for 30 minutes what you do. But between the meeting and now, and I thought I had it figured out, but I'm wrong. See, I thought that what you do was sell promotion. See, I have guys that hit me up on DMs every day. Hey, we've got 10 million followers, and for $50 we'll put your we'll do a post with your shit in there, and you're guaranteed to get X amount of thousand views on it. That's promotions. That's what I thought you were telling me you did. But then you were talking
I guess.
Yeah, then you were talking about videography, and I was like, okay, well, what he wants to do is do sports videography, but he wants to get a premium because he has a following, right? But then you're saying, nah, that's a side thing. I only get 2 customers a year. So my question is this. What is the person going to sell for you, number one? Number two, how are you going to continue to drive traffic to it if you're only doing 1 or 2 gigs a year?
Well, I work for free. I mean, everything I post on my social media, when it says I have no followers, I have a GoFundMe, that means I don't have a sponsor. I'm looking for sponsors.
Sure. Sponsors to do exactly what? Just to be a videographer, just to be a creator, just sponsor you to...
No, to have their content, to have their logos and their business mentioned on the stuff that I post. Just like when you turn on television or a ball game and you see all the commercials that are on there, people pay money to have their commercial on that game or that story.
Okay. So what you've got to do is figure out a metric to identify their return on investment.
It's impossible. It's impossible what I do because I told you I get 25,000 daily impressions. Some of the stuff will get more than others because I put my content on three different platforms, and it varies. Sometimes some of those stories will get more hits than others, but it's on the average. I get. I mean, I don't know if I can share my screen, but I can show you exactly the metrics of what I have. ROI is impossible because I can't gauge how many people are going to go in and buy a product. Nobody can do that, not even people in television.
Sure, but can you measure a click-through rate? Stuff like that. Like you put a link in your post and you can tell how many people actually clicked it because you're tracking the link. There's things like that. Yeah, those are metrics that you can actually report. It's, hey, I did this work for you. These are what I put out for you. This is the amount of views it got. This is the amount of clicks it got. Now, whether you close those motherfuckers is a whole nother deal. Basically, what you're doing is like kind of like appointment setting. It's like I'm showing it to them. I'm getting their eyes out there. You're seeing that they're seeing it, right? And then it's like, is it compelling enough for them to click? Well, apparently it was, and this many people actually clicked your link. Now, what percentage actually bought? That's on you, man. You gotta have to maybe your website sucks. Maybe your video sucks. Maybe your product sucks. Maybe your pricing sucks. I don't know. But what we can say is we delivered this kind of result. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if I can share my screen, I can show you the proof of what I have.
I think you can.
It's not letting me. It says host disabled.
Okay, let me check and see. I don't do this in the middle of the shared. No, it doesn't let me do that from here. No, and I don't know how to do it right now. I'd have to look at that here in a little bit to figure it out because I don't even have that option right now. Share my screens. Hang on. Let me look. Maybe I've got one right here. Multiple. Yeah, here you go. Let's see if you can do it now.
Okay, now I can do it. Let me figure. Okay, so I've got. Let me post. All right, so what I have, for example, this is my Twitter, and I never thought it'd be a Twitter, but I can look at stuff like this and be able to say, well, this tweet got 422 impressions.
Sure.
This tweet got 1,600. This one got 1,700. This one got 3,000. This one got 4,500. So on and so forth. This video got 2,000. These interviews got, and it all widely will vary. But where I can put in, like this one here got 5,000, and where it comes in is where I can put in, sponsored by at so and so, and then put in dot 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 dot. That's where that comes in. Now, if I go to let me go to my analytics. January is never good because of how low, because I usually take time off from there. Let me, like if I were to show, this may not go in this won't go in chronological order, but this shows April 23, I got 14,000 daily impressions. In August, I got 17. In, this month, December, I got 20,000. We had, that's a slower month, but like in November, we had just under 1 million impressions on Twitter alone. You toss in Instagram and YouTube, and we hit 1 million. The problem with YouTube is, if I can get to YouTube, is so hit or miss, and YouTube does not count clicks on videos that are linked from Twitter. It doesn't count a click, and that's been what's kind of been killing me. Like this thing has 154, but I checked it recently, and on Insta it had 3,000.
Yeah.
This one had 3,000, but the point is, when you add it all up together, that's when you hit the. That's when you get the average of about 25,000 daily impressions, which is not a small number. You do 25,000 times 30, and it's about 900,000, which is not. That's not a small number.
Sure. Okay, now question: Have you been able to get any data at all? Have you made a list? Have you got any kind of stuff like that, a subscriber list, anything that would actually help a company come and market if they were to purchase your media?
Well, I tried to build a subscription model on Twitter, but Twitter's so messed up right now that I applied months ago and never heard back, so I haven't been able to do anything.
What I mean is, have you done anything to where you've got a form to where they've been putting in their names and emails and shit anywhere at all, like build up a lead list, any of that kind of stuff? I mean, you're getting 25,000 impressions a day. You should be.
No, because I don't put out.
You don't know how to do that?
I don't put out. I don't know how to do that, and I don't have. Like I said, I'm so overwhelmed by almost being out of business that it's killed my mental health. And right now, I just want to find some advertisers. I want to find some money coming in. Pay somebody a commission just so that way I can stop worrying about it or just pack up and get out of San Antonio.
Yeah, well, what I'm looking at right now, seriously, I don't know if it would be something that I would know about partnership with at all, okay, because it still requires a lot of work. However, now the basis is there. You've got a foundation, you've got a following, but there's been no follow through with actually collecting data and being able to pull something together that's valuable to be able to sell to the other person. See, when I look at this, you're ready to get the hell out, man. You don't have another 5 years in you. You ain't got that. Not doing this. You need to go do something else and be fresh. You know what I mean?
No, I need to go someplace else.
Now,
I hate this town.
Yeah, now if you had money in your pocket, that would probably be a little easier to do, right?
Well, yeah, if I had money in this pocket, if I had money, then I would be able to do more content. I could hire people that are like me that have a media background that do their own thing. One guy in Austin, another guy here, and then I don't have to work every single day of my life. I can take a day off. I can go do something else. I can go walk the dog. I can take a day off, and more importantly, it doesn't hurt my mental health wondering how I'm going to pay the bills.
Sure. How would you feel about selling your accounts, selling your media?
I want to still own my stuff right now. I don't have. I remember the guy, the cookie guy. I forgot his name. The guy that did the famous Amos Cookie Guy, and he sold his name and brand, and now he can't even use his own name and brand when he started another business because he doesn't own himself basically.
Sure,
and
sure. No, I'm not.
That's where.
That's not what I was interested at all. What I'm talking about is like you have certain accounts, right? They did have a following. You just sell the account. It's not the name, it's the account. We go in and change all the information, and you would do that during. Okay, well, like say this. Like say we had somebody that had a really big following in networking locally in San Antonio that has like a local networking group, right? And maybe they've got 4, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 followers, in their little Facebook group, and then they've got another, 500 or 600 that show up to their regular daytime, luncheon that they do, shit like that in real life. But they need to make some money. So here's what we'll do is we'll go in there and purchase like the Facebook group itself, right? Now that group is specific to whatever it is she's been doing or he's been doing out there. However, they are local entrepreneurs, and that's what we're looking for, right? Is a group of local entrepreneurs. So what we'll do in the agreement is it's usually a 30 or 60-day deal to where, there's a finalization process, and during that time period, they're to change over the name to XYZ, whatever it is we've agreed on, and it's not supposed to be something crazy. If it was, I don't know, Southside Business Owners Association or something like that, right? And we went and bought that, we would probably just have them turn it into San Antonio Business Owners Network or something. Something not crazy, something that doesn't change everybody's idea of what's going on here. It's still the same thing. They're all still business owners in the same place, doing the same shit, still getting the same kind of content. The whole point is we've purchased the administration rights to that group, basically, so that we can pump out the content now. So the content that's coming, now it could be that same person. If they wanted to operate it, you just have to pay them to operate it. But you could just take it over, let your people start doing their posts however often it is that they do it. It should be the same type of content. That's why you purchased the group. All you're doing is purchasing a group that has the same following as what you're looking for. And it allows that person to cleanly walk away from their media, But it's not the name. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's not your company name. Now, if it was, that would be a different conversation. For me, what I'm talking about is nobody wants to buy, Mr. Bowtie and then become the Bowtie guy. They don't want to do that shit. What they want to do is they want to buy your account, change it into their name because they already have 25,000 followers, and anything that they post, period, gets that exposure, right? So people will pay a premium just for the account if you're interested in selling the account.
But then there's really no upside for me. Then I'm out of it. And it doesn't matter whether the company becomes $1 billion company or goes to zero. I got nothing in it, and I can't even use my own name and likeness because I'll have sold it just like famous Amos the
nothing
cookie.
To do with name and likeness. Nobody's talking about your name and likeness. I'm talking about a freaking Facebook account, a Twitter account, man. I mean, it's an account. It's not your name and likeness. It's just an account. It is administration rights over an account. Also understand that you can't sell an account. All you can sell is the administration rights. Facebook owns a Facebook group. You do not own the group. Okay? Mark Zuckerberg owns that group. You can't sell it. What you can sell is your administration rights. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I still want to be in control of my company. I still would like to have somebody out there that can go find a way to make it money where I still have it, and they go sell the ads, or they go find clients who want to do stuff, or they work me into their ecosystem where. Because what you're saying is basically I just throw in the towel and say the heck with it. Here, give me X number of dollars and I'm out of here. That's what I'm getting. And if I ever leave San Antonio and go out of state, then maybe I will offload it just to take whatever I can get out of it and say goodbye. But I'm not at that point right now.
Okay, well if you're not at that point, that's no point in having that conversation. It just sounded like you were at that point. You're talking about it doesn't make any money. You've been working for free. You're ready to pack.
But I got nothing.
I mean. You get what I'm saying? You're telling me those are 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's fucked off and it ain't worth a fuck. That's what you've told me. That all of your work and all of your time has amounted to $0, 0 cents. You ain't making shit. You can't even survive. So what I'm getting at is, do you want to own 100% of fucking nothing? Or do you want to say, hey, maybe I can sell it to somebody who actually sees value in what I've done, and then I can go do something else that does make money, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Now, there's other ways of doing this too. I'm not trying to say push anything on you. It was a suggestion because it sounded like you're tired of doing this. That's why
the issue though is if I sell it, then I own nothing of whatever the company becomes versus being able to still have something in it, and because then it doesn't matter. Because then I'll feel even worse if I sell it and it turns out somebody's able to turn it into a large scale company. That's not, then it does me even less good to do that than it does to hang on to it, because at least at base minimum I have something with my name on it and I can always move it around to something else. But if I sell it, then I've got nothing left in it.
Sure.
But
at this point,
I mean,
you
I
don't have
understand.
anything to offer the person either. Like, there's nothing to offer the person that you're coming in to do your marketing or do anything for you. Like, there's no payment coming from it, there's no check that's coming from it, and there's no product, there's no service line, there's no base cost analysis. Like, there's nothing here. You don't have a business. You've got a set of accounts that have a following. But there's nothing in this plan that I've seen so far that actually generates income. None. Nothing.
Then I have no way to generate income in this
then
town.
you
I
don't
can't
have a
find a job. I
business.
can't find.
You don't have a business. You have a hobby is what you've got. You got to understand the difference, man. Okay? A hobby is something that you do, you spend your time on, it doesn't make enough to live on. This is what you've got. You've been spending it a long time trying to make a business. It didn't turn into a business. A business is very clear. It has a legal structure. You've gone and you've set it up, right? You went to the state, you went to the city, you did something. You opened up a bank account in that company's name. It has its own EIN, its own tax number, all that kind of stuff. And then it has something to generate income. That's what a business is. A business is not turning on the camera, making a post, and then getting a bunch of people to like it. That's not a business. It's a freaking social media account. Now, if you have actually put together a plan that gets people to come and give you money, it's a structured plan, then you have a business. But you have not told me that yet. You said you want somebody else to go do all that shit. What you did is spend a bunch of time making a bunch of posts that have generated a whole bunch of people that look at it but don't do anything. So what benefit does somebody actually have to come and help you if you're not paying them? That one day if they do all the work, then they'll get paid? Man, you got to think of something else, or get the fuck out of this and let somebody over that can do it move in and do it. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm telling you the real deal truth, man. You sat here.
I haven't been able to find a job in this town either. That's been the problem. I can't find a job to where this can become a hobby.
Okay, look. All right. Now we're going to see how serious you are. Okay? How willing to work are you?
Well, I'd like to get back to work. I haven't earned a steady paycheck in years.
Well, I didn't say steady. I said, how willing to work are you?
Well, it depends on what's involved. What's the job? What's the money? Where does it come into my skill sets and all that?
It doesn't matter. You don't have any and you ain't got a job. None of that other shit matters. That's what I'm trying to get it through your head, man. You're telling me a whole bunch of I can'ts, it doesn't work this way, negative Nancy shit. What my point is, I ask you simple questions, man. Are you willing to work? Yes.
Yes.
Are you willing to go and do what it takes to make the money? Yes or no? Okay? Then it doesn't goddamn matter what it is. Are you a man? Can you do it? Is it a job that another man can do? Well, sure fucking you can too. You're not better than anybody. You don't have any goddamn thing going on. So don't for a second sit there and even ask, what does it pay? How hard is it? Motherfucker, you're starving to death right now. You can't pay your goddamn rent and you're wondering, how much does it pay? Is it worth my time? What?
Okay, you don't have to lay on me like that.
No, this is man shit. You're 30-something years old. Grow the fuck up. I'm telling you like a man, okay? I'm not being ugly to you. I'm telling you something you need to hear. This entire conversation and the last one, everything you said to me has been negative. You have not even really tried to be like, yeah, I could do that. It's been like, oh, well, I could, but, or, oh, well, this doesn't work that way. Man, look. You can, if you're a negative Nancy, you'll never get anywhere, and it doesn't matter how long of a conversation we have. If you're actually willing to listen and do something, man, you can achieve a lot of stuff, dude. And the reason I was asking you, are you willing to work? I got stuff that I could put people to work for all the time. It doesn't make much, but it makes something. And if you ain't got nothing going on, I can put you doing some stuff that you probably wouldn't have ever done before. It might be a little bit humiliating because you're used to doing something else. But guess what? That's tough times, dude, and we've all been there. At the same time, if somebody tells me, oh, I don't know, it depends, well, that means you're not going to show up in time. You're not going to get up in time. You don't really want to do it. Remember what this all goes back to that conversation you and I had about, oh, well, I said, here, hit the button, do the work, and I'll show up at the Zoom meeting and we'll have a 30-minute Zoom call. And I don't mind giving anybody 30, 45, hour, whatever it is. We're on a Zoom call. We'll talk until it's over. But your thing was, oh, I really like to do the in-person thing. My response is this, man. It cost me 2.5 hours to do an in-person thing. I live in Spring Branch. I'm going to have to drive to San Antonio, go wait for you somewhere, dress up so that I don't look like a retard, like I would in my normal home, right? I'm probably going to have to buy something to eat, buy something to drink. Got a wife with me, too. I'm going to have to feed her while we're out there. We're going to hang out with you for 30 minutes, probably buy you something, too, because that's what we do, And then when it's done, I've got another 30, 45-minute drive home. It's not that none of it's worth it, but it's like this. Am I going to get paid for that ever? Hell no. And I know that. I don't mind giving any of my value, any of my time, but it has to be the right amount. And I can't eat 2.5, 3 hours on something that should take 30 minutes. That's my point. You have to be able to say, this is what makes me money. This is my plan. This is how I go about doing it. That's the reason I'm talking to you. I'm not trying to cut you down or be ugly to you. It's just some of this shit's hard, man. Some of this stuff is tough, dude. And if you don't just get it down, then being an entrepreneur is not for you, man. That's it. Here's another reason that I say, are you willing? Watch my videos, please. Okay, you'll understand. You'll watch me be homeless 4 years ago. Living in the pasture on the other side of a damn fence by a Walmart when I got dropped off in this city with absolute nothing, 39 years old, man. No money, no friends, no family, none of that kind of crap. And I started videoing the entire thing to show everybody it's possible. It is possible. Okay, but you have to go to freaking work. You have to go out there and do something. If you can't find a job, make one. I mean, you're in America, man. What? Man, how about this? This is what I want you to do. Anytime you have a question like, what do I do? I'm going to teach you 2 different things, man. And I could tell you some of this stuff. But I'm going to teach you these 2 things because if you'll do these 2 things, they'll help you like over and over and over again. And when I tell you, you're going to say, well, that's simple and stupid. But in truth, like that's the ticket. When you have a question like that, you get on YouTube and you say, what's the easiest business to start with no money in 2024? And you'll watch 10 videos to talk about 10 different things and you see if any of them are possible for you. And then you evaluate that. And then you go to ChatGPT and you say, I would like 10 business ideas that I could start for under $500. And it'll give you some ideas. The point is there are things if you just look and ask the questions. Now, for me, I'll tell you right now, man. I started a $1 million company with $3. Okay, multi-million-dollar company with $3. I started a $1 million company with $15 to my name, like had nothing else. This is all fully documented. That's why I don't like to hear, oh well this and oh well that. Because I've done it during pandemics, during crises, during financial crises, during the time where the rest of the world had shut their businesses down and lost their lives and livelihoods because I wanted to. Other people say I can't or whatever it is. Man, the question is how can I? Not can I, but how can I? If I'm starving, it's not can I get a job somewhere. It's how can I get a job somewhere? How can I make the money to pay the rent? Now, for me, what I went out and did is bought a couple of cans of spray paint and some poster board and started a business spray painting dumb shit that didn't even look like nothing onto poster board, and people paid me for it. I know it sounds stupid, but it could be a million different things. I've sold toys, I've sold roses, I've sold candy, I've done around and done dumb shit that you can go out and buy at a surplus and sell for a little bit more just to be able to make it. Right? There are always ways. I got $2,000 worth of Blinky toys sitting in storage right now that I don't have someone to go open up a shop on the weekend. I used to have a guy that would do a little tent on the weekends on a couple of spots. I know you've seen them all throughout town on the weekends. Somebody will have a canopy in a parking lot where they're selling stuff, right? Okay, we did that. Now, I used to do that. Now I've got other things going on. But I do put people to work out there doing it, and it's performance-based. Why is that? Because I don't make money unless we sell something. That's it. So it inclines someone to go out there and try to sell something instead of sitting on their stool playing Pokemon Go or whatever the fuck it is they're doing. Right? If they're out there working and selling stuff, they get to make money, and so do I. If they're not, then I'm not out anything, and neither are they. They just got to spend their time in a cool parking lot. But if you're ever interested in something like that, there's work like that we do. It doesn't pay a lot. It depends on the hustle. It really does. I used to put.
I'm not a sales guy. That's
Nobody
my
is to
problem.
start with. Nobody is to start with. I was a geeky nerd introvert growing up, man. Couldn't do any of this. Had 2 kids, okay? Had 2 kids, which means guess what? It's time to be a man. Didn't have a job. The job that I ended up getting, right? And this is crazy. I answered a warehouse job because I figured that's kind of up my alley. I was a teenager at the time. I might have been 20, maybe 19 or 20. And I was supposed to be stacking boxes, and I thought I can do that. You know, that's something I can do right now. And I got there, and they said, well, all of the logistics positions and the warehouse positions are covered. They've already been filled, but we do need some other positions filled, and we can put you to work today. Money paid today. Because it's paid training. Really? Well, what is it? And they said, well, it's business-to-business sales. You're really just going to be in training, and you get paid today. You want to go along and do it? I mean, sure. Okay, I get paid today. I hadn't had a paycheck in a month, right? So I get out there, and I spend a little bit of time. They paid me like $8 an hour just to give me some money while I was out there. And they did that for the crew. Now, this was a way to pull us in and let us. The thing is, if you go with people that know what's up and you see the amount of money you can make, you don't want to go back to a regular job. It's really not hard once you start doing it. It's humiliating feeling at first. It always is. I don't know why sales feels like that. I've sold everything from cheap Chinese kid shit to, you know, multi-million-dollar companies. And it feels slimy and sleazy anytime you try to do sales. I don't know why it does, but it does. However, it sure does feel good at the end of the day when you accomplish something. You did something good for people, right? Because you didn't do anything to get over on anybody. You just made yours and they got what they wanted. That's all. And you did a fair price. You didn't get over. You didn't try to cheat anybody. None of that stuff. Fair market value. You just did your job to make that money. And I tell you, after having to go out there in the heat of the day in Midland, Texas, knocking on doors, hey, will you buy this cheap Chinese kid shit just in order to buy diapers for the kids? Man, look, sometimes you learn you got to do what it takes. That's it. You got to do what it takes. And if you ain't making any money, you got to do something that does. And sales works. Now, if you're going to stay in your business, it sounds like you need to do some sales work. Because I tell you what, I wouldn't part with anybody where I got to do all the work. Right. I wouldn't partner with anybody if I got to do all the work. I would have you say, okay, cool. Bring me an email list of 10,000 entries on it, right? Give me a 10,000. You got 25,000 a day. Give me an email list of 25,000 that I can work with for myself. If I got something of value, then we have something to work with. But if you brought me no media, nothing that I can advertise to, nothing that I can generate any income from, there's no reason to help, right? That's why I asked you about that. Do you have any products figured out? Have you written that down? What are the products that I would sell, right? Are there free downloads that you sell? Are there tutorials? Are there digital products? Are there anything that you do for a camera? Any kind of software type things? Do you affiliate market? Have you ever set up an account with anybody that you use their equipment? Like the name brand of camera that you use, or a lens, or maybe a software package for cutting or editing? You can go to their websites and look at, usually at the bottom is a partnership program. They're generally free. You just fill out the application. But see, that's something that you'd have to do anyway. I mean, if you had a partner that was going to come in with you, well, what's he going to do? Hit you up every time there's something to fill out, and then you got to go put in all the company information? Well, fuck, you might as well just done it yourself. You didn't need the partner. I mean, it's part of doing the work. That's part of doing the work. It's just hard, man. It's hard. But if you actually go through and do all that, then you've got something you can trade for money. Then somebody can say, hey, cool, I can actually make money off of this, so it makes sense for me to come in and do this for you. Then we have a partnership that's equitable. Because if not, you don't want to give up equity. You don't want to pay them nothing, and then it's like, well, what's in it, man? How long do they have to work before Yeah, I mean, how long would they have to work before there's money? That's what I'm getting at. Nobody can afford to work for free on something that's not their dream. If it's your dream, it's a whole nother deal. You'll work for free. I'll work for free. I work for free in all my dreams too, man. I understand. I don't get a paycheck from anything. And some of those dreams, after a while, you got to throw in the towel because they were dreams. That was it. I've got one right now that's like that. I'll tell you right now, I've got a business right now that puts me in the hole about $3,000 a month, every month. Like I lose money, straight lose money on it. But I love it. You know, I really love it. I love doing it. And in truth, if I just say it's a hobby, it's okay for me to keep it because spending $3 grand on a hobby at this point in my life is okay. I don't want to do it. It does still kind of hurt, but I can do it if I have to. However, I'm really considering shutting it down because it's costing me. It's not making me anything. And it's a business that I had designed to make me quite a bit. And it does hurt my feelings, hurts my heart a lot to just say maybe I just couldn't do it. And there's a lot of other people out there that do this and they are successful in it and they're around me and I see them on a regular basis and it hurts my damn feelings to think what the fuck am I missing that they're not, right? I get that. I get that in every industry. I'm in the same boat and I'm not different than anybody else. That's why I'm trying to tell you. I'm a real human, dude. I don't try to beat you up. I just like to be real. I mean, in the end, I can't sugarcoat nothing because it doesn't help you, right? It doesn't help you at all. And I'm going to like you no matter what. You're a regular guy that's going through some shit. That's all. You just need somebody that's going to listen to you and shoot you straight. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want you to ever be mad and say, I don't want to talk to this asshole again. I want you to say, well, he might have been rough, but you know what? Everything he said was right. And he didn't turn me away. And if I actually listened to some of this stuff, it would probably make some money. I mean, it's just all there is to it. So if you want to do something with somebody, I would suggest you do something that provides value to them. Period. If there's nothing that's going to draw any value to them, they're not going to do it. And also, get it down to where you can say what your business is in 2 sentences. Period. You ought to be able to say, and to me, I'm still kind of off on it. I think what it is you're selling sponsorships because you have a lot of media attention. But there's more to it than that. It's like you offer sponsorship packages to this type of person or this type of business because you are in this industry, right? I think it needs to be something like that. Right, you're an influencer in this industry, so you offer promotions to this type of person. I think, or sponsorships to this type of company, because that's really what it is sponsorships and promotions, from what I'm hearing. And if that's right, I think if you just wrote that down to a sentence or two to where it made a little bit more sense to everyone, it'd be easier to sell it, right? Now, if you can't find somebody that wants to come in and do marketing and sales like that, I don't mind helping you, telling you what you need to do. I ain't going to do it for you. But I will tell you the steps to do it. And the reason I say that is I do all of that for all of my companies, right? So you can do it for one, whether you don't like it or not. It can be done, at least until you can make enough money to hire somebody. I mean, you know, if you make a product that actually is a couple $1,000s or something, you know, like a high ticket one, you really only got to sell 1 or 2 and then you can bring somebody in. You know, it doesn't really hurt you that bad. It's just getting to that point. It's just growth to that point. And you do have somebody over here that will help you walk through it, man, or hold your hand and help you walk through every step of the way. I just can't lie to you and say, well, it's just going to be okay, because sometimes it ain't going to be okay. Sometimes you got to, this is what we got to do. Would you like to say anything to me, man? I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
No, I just was hoping the conversation would have been about how to try to find a salesperson, and I mean,
it was.
I'll get through it. I'm not going to get. I've already heard no enough in this town that I'm almost numb to it.
You didn't hear from me. What you heard was the instruction on how to find someone. The instruction on how to find someone was real simple. Figure out how you're going to provide value for them. Once you figure that out, look, write down what you do first. 2 sentences on what your company does. And if someone came to work for you or with you, this is what they could expect in compensation. Whatever value that is, doesn't have to be a payment, but whatever value you can say that person would be able to get, that's all you have to do. Once you do that, you can go talk to people and say, hey, this is what I do, and this is what I'm looking for, and then it makes sense. But right now, it sounds like a hodgepodge of I don't know what in the hell I need. I just need somebody to come in here and take it all over because I'm at wit's end. That's what it sounds like. So that I'm for a little bit of clarity from the other person, it's just figure out what you can do to give them some value. And really, I think the easiest thing you could do right now is go set up a damn email list, man. Create some set of form or something. Do it a Google form. Do a Google form. They're free, right? Go to Google Drive, create a Google form to where all it is you're getting their email, their name, and their phone number. Name the form something like, I don't know, my such and such business network or whatever in the hell it is. Something basic. That form will auto-populate to a sheet. Right? Build yourself a nice little list, nice little spreadsheet of the people that you're already following or that are already following you. You got 25,000 daily impressions, right? You got 25,000 daily impressions. You ought to get a few of those people to click the link and sign up. If they're doing that every day, it will take you a very minimal amount of time to build up a real list. Once you have a list of a few thousand people, then you have something worth somebody coming in for.
But where do I put the form? Oh, my stuff's on YouTube and Twitter.
Okay,
well, I don't have a .com.
Put it in your Twitter, or put it in a Twitter post, put it in a YouTube description. You know, in the YouTube description, it should say something like, well, who are you marketing to? That's the question. Who's your avatar?
The useless community.
Okay.
Well, the community. This is San Antonio, Austin area.
Okay, you got to be specific. There's a whole lot of, and when I say be specific, have you ever heard of defining your customer avatar?
Right now, I'm so mentally burned out and frustrated. I told you, I just go through. Sales is not a thing, something I'm good at because I don't like talking around people because I have social anxiety and I'm not a sales guy. And I've heard no so much that I don't know, we're going in circles and I'm just sick and tired of failing.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to give you some pointers to success.
Yeah, but I don't know where to put a form in that. I don't have a .com. I don't.
Help you, man. Look, I'm trying to help you. I think you're overthinking it. Okay, you have a description in every video, right? Hey, my name's Greg Sherman, and this is what I do. Blah blah. And if you like what I do, click the link below. You've seen it in
link to what?
Have you not ever looked at a description to anybody else's YouTube that says, if you want to know more about this, click the link below? And then it has a link. And then it says, if you want to go to my store, click the link. And you click the link. And then if it says, if you want to watch my other videos, click the link. And then it says, if you want to buy this material, this camera, this lens, this package, click the fucking link. And there's a link. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's all you have to do is put the form link. When you create the Gmail or the Google form, when you go to share it, it'll say, copy the link. You copy the link and you put it in your description. That's it. That's all. That's all there is to it. You're making this shit into rocket science, man. This is kindergarten stuff. You just have to relax and breathe. Breathe, brother. Breathe. We're going to be all right. But that's how you build value. Right now, there's no value for you to sell. There's no value for somebody to come in with you. There's no value for somebody to be a partner with you. There's nothing for them to gain whatsoever. Have you filed an actual business entity?
No.
Then you don't have a business. Quit saying you have a business. You don't have a business. If you want a business, I can teach you how to start a business. But right now, you have a man's hobby that needs to either become a business or stay a hobby. But that man's going to have to make his decision.
Well, I've been able to find a job in years in this town. I apply and I can't find anything. And right now, I'm just getting so damn frustrated that I'm just about to give up and just say the hell with this.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, I hate to do it. We've been on here for about 38 minutes, but I think that I have breathed about as much air into this conversation as I possibly can afford to. The point is, you got to quit being negative, man. The answer.
Well, if I had a reason to be positive, I would.
Well, you do. There's life out there. The whole point is every time that somebody tells you a suggestion, you can't say, oh, I can't, or it's too hard, or I haven't been able to. Man, why the hell not, man? Do you realize everybody's hiring out there? If you can't get a job, there's a problem, dude. There's a problem.
Well, I can't
find. You ain't trying to get a job. Do you want to go stand? Hey, I'll tell you right now. Now, mind you, this is being recorded. Do you want to come and stand under a canopy and sell cheap Chinese kid shit on the weekend for very minimal pay, but you'll make pay every damn day?
Well, I told you, I don't know how to sell. I've tried. If I knew how to sell, I would.
You do whatever the hell you're told to do by your boss. That's what it is. When you go to any job that you've never done, your boss tells you what to do and you go do it. You didn't go as an expert. You never been in it. Look, this is a job that I can teach a freaking immigrant to do. You don't have to be a genius here. You just have to be able to stand up, do a little math, take a payment, say thank you, be nice.
But how do I find the customers?
God damn, you don't have to do anything except stand there. If you were working at 7-Eleven, would I expect you to go stand outside and wave a flag? No, I'd expect you to stand there at the counter and wait for a customer to come to you. Okay, you have to understand, man, you're way overthinking this. Like, for real. I mean, we put you where we know that there's traffic, is what it is. You don't make a lot. I'm telling you right now, it's a percentage of what you sell. And it ain't a lot. But if you want to do that, we can have that conversation later. I just don't think you want to do that kind of stuff. Point is, there's jobs out there if you want to have a job. You can't say I hadn't had a job for years, man. For years? Man, you ain't trying to get a job for years. How about go make a job for years? I'm gonna be look. The average person is 2 months away from being homeless. Do you realize that? 2 months away from losing their house, losing their rent, losing their mortgage. If you've been doing this for years, man, you're living with somebody taking care of your ass, and that's the problem. I guarantee you. That's the problem. When somebody takes care
No,
of
I
you,
had savings built up.
no, what I can tell you is that you're not taking affirmative action to go do this. Okay? Or you would not be sitting in a situation where you could tell me as a grown man that it's been years since I had a job. Man, come on. You ain't trying to work. Now, it might be different if you said, it's been years since I've had a job because I've been doing something that actually makes money, right? But if you've been spinning your wheels making Twitter posts and Facebook, posts, not making anything other than a name for yourself, man, look. Sometimes I feel that way with my stuff that I do online, and I have to say that. This shit don't make me money. I've got to do stuff that makes me money. So during the daytime, I say screw this social media bullshit and go do the stuff that makes money. Right? That's what you have to do. It's just part of it. But if you want to create a business out of it, you got to file the paperwork. You got to do the documentation. You've got to actually build that out. Right now, you've got accounts. So you need to decide if you want a job or if you want a business, what you need to do. I would suggest go get a job and start making some income. Right? Any job, anything you can do. It doesn't matter what it is, how hard it is. You're not doing anything now. Everything will be beneficial. Even if it's shit pay, it'll probably lead to something else, right? Even if it's something you've never done before, maybe that's what you need. I mean, you're in a rut, right? You're in a rut in life. We've all been there. I've been there where I needed a change, man. I didn't know what I was going to do. I remember being 21 years old and thinking to myself, what in the hell am I going to do with my life? Because it seemed like I was swinging a hammer at the time. I was building houses, and I had kids and everything else, and I thought, man, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get too old to do this. Or when the next house is over and there's no more on the contract and I got to go to another company, because that's what happens. Once they run out of stuff on their contracts, you just go find another company that has contracts and go to work for them, if you can find them. Now, generally in a small area, you'll have a bunch of contractors like myself that'll end up working with each other over and over and over again over a period of years, and we just kind of build a network. But there's always that time in between where there's not another house coming up. We don't know when the next one's coming, so sorry, Chris, you're going to have to go somewhere else. And then you got to go on the phone, making those cold calls to people you really didn't like, and they'd always act like they're better than you and everything else, right? And I guess they kind of are. They do better than you. They have more than you. They are smarter than you, obviously, because you're in a lower position. And they treat you like that, and it makes you feel bad. But you have to do it. You got to call them up and be like, hey, man, I need to do such and such, and get a crew together with you, and hopefully they let you in on and do one. Anyway, long story short, I've been there, and I remembered wondering what in the hell I was ever going to do in life. And it wasn't until, horrible shit in life actually happened that made me think about different things. You just think about change, man. Think about change. But don't get stuck on the stupid shit. If it ain't making money, move on. Okay? If you're, put a time frame. Have you ever heard of SMART goals?
Yes, I'm just, when is the thing you mentioned about selling whatever it was on the weekends, whatever it is? I don't mind trying that. I don't mind helping out.
No, I mean, well, that's the thing. I mean, this would be something, if you really want to do something, I can set you up on there. I put a canopy up on a spot on the weekend. You can stand there with a table and do what you do. We run a swipe on a Square card, or if somebody has a card, you use Square. If they got cash, you got a little thing, and you just hang out and be there for about 6 hours or so. It's not too terribly bad, but you're out there. We'll stop off and give you a bathroom break here and there, but bring you some lunch and whatnot. But for the most part, you're just there hanging out, listen to your radio on your phone or whatever it is you do, waiting for somebody to come in. When they do,
How do I make sure nobody steals anything?
Nah, nobody's worried about stealing all that shit. It's not a problem. Yeah, it's just not a problem, man. I mean, you're right there on the main street, right there. If somebody wanted to come in and steal a bunch of shit, man, look, they probably need it more than we do. I mean, we've never had a problem like that. I will say that with my art business downtown, we did have problems with people trying to steal. They were never trying to steal merchandise. They would try to steal the cash bag, or they'd try to steal the cash box, or they'd try to do something with getting behind the counter thinking that there was something they could steal. But other than that, and those were always drunk tourists. Drunk tourists or messed up homeless people. But normal people, you never had any issue with, man. It seems scary at first. It's not. All it is retail sales, right? Now, it don't make as much as retail. This stuff's discount. The reason we do this is we have a toy company, right? We have a toy distribution company. A lot of times when we go back and we, service the company or the toys on the racks, there's damages. The little packages, little hooks and shit are messed up or whatever it is. And, you can staple them back together. You can tape them back together. But the store, after a while, wants you to switch them out. So what we'll do is go in and take those out, switch them out, kind of fix them up. And then we'll do a discount deal at a flea market sometime. Or we'll put somebody out on the street doing that, if it's a good time of year. During March, April, May is fantastic for doing any kind of street sales, street vending. But, hell, it might even be a flea market. It might even be that we go rent a booth at the flea market and I just need somebody to man it. All you got to do is stand there and you get paid a percentage of what you sell. I mean, it's some money is what I'm getting at. Now, here's my point. I don't think you should take me up on that. I think that there's somebody else out there that's probably much more equipped. I think that you actually have the knowledge because you don't seem to be a dumb guy at all, right? You don't. I think that you could probably, with a little effort, go out there and get something that actually pays you, a regular wage, Taking this from me would be something that you'd take just to get some scrap money to go do what you're going to do, to have something to eat because you need it or whatever, but it's not like going to pay your rent. I'll tell you now. I'm offering it to you because you say there is no work. There's work, man. You just really have to be able to willing to look for it and do things that you normally wouldn't. There again, I really, this probably isn't for you, man. Okay? I do think that you could go out there and get a good job. But if you do want to do this and you say, hey, man, I'm at wit's end, I'll put you out there. I'll probably just go rent a flea market booth because we never know what the weather's going to look like. But either way, that's all you'd be doing. It'd cost me the day at the flea market and the time to go set it all up and get you set up. Other than that, it doesn't cost me anything, and for you, it'd cost you your time. If you didn't sell anything at all, well, you spent a day hanging out and didn't make nothing. But you also know that the person you was working for didn't make shit either. So you can't be too
But then I look like a dumbass.
Well, no, not at all. Hey, there's days where nobody makes anything, and there's days where you make everything. It really depends. I will say that on the weekends, right now, this time of year, Sunday's the only day. Like, you wouldn't even want to do it Saturday. You're not going to make any money. But if you go out on Sunday, you generally do pretty well at the flea markets and things like that. I haven't done them in probably 2 years just because I've been busy. But we used to do them.
Isn't there something that matches my skills at least a little bit better than just trying to sell the toys that you said some people you may not sell anything in there? There's something.
Probably. But right now, look, everyone is fully staffed. What we're doing right now is I buy companies that already have shit in place. I'm not the hiring agent there. I'm not the HR person at the businesses I buy. Hell no, I don't even want anything to do with the paperwork on that business. All I want to do is draw a monthly check. Or quarterly check, depends on the company. That's it. So I don't do any of the business when it comes to that. What I deal with is the little dumb shit that we have, and the dumb shit that we have is tiny little small stuff. It's stuff that we don't have to have employees for. But if somebody needed some work or we could use a little help on this and that, we've always got it. And I use them a lot for people that say, oh, I can't, there's nothing out there. I just can't. I had a brother that used to tell me that all the time too. Right, so I brought him down here. Look, he's been on meth for 15 years. Man, I know what his problem is. He likes to smoke meth and play video games, and instead of going to work. So anyway, I said, well, come on out here. And I brought him and his wife. I brought my nephew and his girlfriend, all of them out here. Moved them out to my house. Said, look, what I'm going to do is get you a little apartment in town. I'm going to pay $1,200 a month. You're all four going to live there. It's a 2-bedroom, so you're good. And I'm going to pay the bills for the first month. Right? And that's it. After that, you're on your own with it. But I'm going to give you a job to where you're going to make plenty of money to do that if you go to work. So what I did is I went and I rented a commercial refrigerator, right, from just Restaurant Supply. Had them drop it off in my backyard for about $280 a week, right? It's a weekly rental. Anyhow, went to theroseemporium.com and ordered 2,000 long stem red roses and had them delivered to the house, all right? I put them in some Home Depot paint buckets, right? 100 roses in each bucket. So you got 2,000 roses spread up into 100 different buckets, and I tell the four of them, well, you guys take turns and you split up and you go to this sector, that sector, and this sector in town, and you go to every bar and restaurant in that area. You do it between 2 and 4 p.m., and you go speak to the manager or the bartender that's working at the time, and you ask them permission to come back during the peak hours of 8 to midnight. Right? You always give them a free rose when you go in. They love it. They say yes. Right? Now here's the deal. This is what I told them. Now, look at the numbers on this, man. This sounds stupid. This is one of those ideas you're like, no way, dude. Really? Yes, way. You could do this today if you wanted to. You could go do this shit. The thing is, when you see the people that do this, you don't respect them because the type of people that generally do this are not doing this as a business. It's a hustle, right? If you make yourself respectable, like yourself, nice polo shirt, cool cap on, cool Kangol cap on, you know what I mean? Regular folks don't even know about the Kangol, man. They don't know, but you do. You got a little style, got a little bit of pizzazz to you. You could walk into a place with a vase or a basket or whatever full and actually look like you're doing business or providing a service, not being a bum. Like the other people looking like bums out there trying to get your money. So now check this out. So I sent them out and I said, how about this? Each bucket has 100 roses. You're going to sell them for $5 a piece. When you finish your bucket, you come back to me and I want $50. You give me $50 and I'm going to give you another bucket and go do it again. Now, so if you do the math on that, all right, that's $500 a bucket. That's $500 a bucket they're going to make, right? They're going to make $450. They're going to give me $50 to get another one. I gave them that up front. I let them take that bucket up front. Now, remember, if I lose it, it only cost me $25. I got them 25 cents a piece. So it only cost me $25, for those roses if they burn me. If they go and sell the roses, they make $450. You see? And then you turn around and do it again and again and again. It's about them making the profit. Now, I still doubled mine. Remember, I paid 25 cents a piece for them. I paid 25 cents a piece for 2,000 roses. I sell them to them for 50 cents. I'm still doubling my money. And I didn't do any of the work. See how that works? I mean, if you just wanted a side hustle just to make some money, $50, $100 a night.
I'm just not a good hustler. I told you. My problem is been sales, and you could give me a bucket and sell them. And I've tried sales in the past, and it has not worked because of my social anxiety. And I'm not. If I knew how to sell, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be out selling.
Yeah. Have you signed up for anything like Fiverr, Jobber, TaskRabbit?
The only people that I've ever gotten when I've made posts are people from India who can't do a damn thing to help me out. I don't get anybody local. All I get are people from Bangladesh and India.
Yeah, but they're trying to pay you, right?
No, they're robots. They don't have a clue what they're doing. I had one who I paid a few bucks to try to help me find some sponsors, and he did nothing. And
no.
Somebody from India cannot help me with my business. I need somebody that's local.
What I mean is listing yourself and listing your own services on the...
Oh, yeah, I have, and I've still yet to get a single call.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering. Is like, have you put yourself on, Upwork? Have you put yourself on Jobber? Have you put yourself on TaskRabbit? Have you put yourself on these outlets where people are looking for your skills? Because if you want to do something in your skill set, you got to do some work for that. People ain't just going to come up to you and be like, oh, I wonder what that guy does. Let's see if I can hire him. No, that's why you get in a job in a few years. You got to actually do the marketing. Go to those places. Post your stuff. Look for them and create accounts. I mean, it is work. That is part of marketing. It is part of sales, and it's part of life. That's all. I mean, unless you're lucky enough to be one of those people that just walk into a business. And actually, there's two sides to this. But some people can just go door to door and walk into a business and just get a job. And it makes you sick, right? You're like, God damn it, I couldn't get a job. I've been trying for months and months and months the hard way. And they just walk in and get it. Now, also, you think about this. What types of jobs can you really walk in and get? What, a restaurant, convenience store, retail place? Come on. What businesses are there that you're just going to walk in and go get some job? Those places aren't like that. Normal places where people walk in are consumer places, retail places, and they're not the highest paying jobs. So you're not missing out on anything. Yeah, I say work for yourself, man. If you already have all these skills, I would just create some accounts and then actually make them public. Go out there and put the posts out there. This is where you can get my services. Here's a video that I just made. If you want me to make one for you, click this link. But that's part of it. I mean, that's part of just you building a business. See, you're not wanting somebody to come take the marketing. You're wanting somebody to build a business for you. What percentage do they get? You know? What percentage do they get for building the whole thing out?
I'd gladly give them percentage, but I got nothing to offer right now outside of
But
savings.
no, that's my whole point. Is there's nothing to offer them. You have to build it first. So if you want somebody to come in and do that, that's what you got to do. You got to build the offering first. Build something to give them. If you're working that hard and you're posting that much and you're getting that real engagement. Now I'm not talking about just people saw your stuff, but did they actually engage? Is what you create good content? I mean, if 1 million people see it and 4 people click on it, that means that what you're putting out sucks. It means you're putting it out to all the right places and nobody likes your shit. That's what it means. So, like, if they're not commenting, they're not liking, they're not resharing, they're not reposting, hell, those are the ones that are bought sponsorships, that are bought views. We can tell that stuff too. When all of the posts have thousands of views and then they have no engagement, there's no real people actually talking back in the comments. Come on, we know what that's about.
Well, Christopher, I can't take any more right now. I appreciate all the information that you've given me, but my head's just about to explode, and that's where the autism is kicking in. Where I appreciate it, I appreciate the kind words, I appreciate your time. I'm just burned out right now. I've taken up a lot of your time, and again, I'm very appreciative for it. I just don't know what else to do.
No, I got you, man. It does sound like you need to just kind of reprogram a little bit, refresh, maybe take a step back a little bit, relax a little bit, not think about what you're doing. I think you're overthinking a lot of stuff, man. I think it puts a lot of stress on you. I really do. You seem to be like a good guy, and you don't seem to be stupid at all. So I don't see any reason you couldn't be successful doing whatever it is you want to do. It just
moving to San Antonio was pretty stupid. Other than that, I think I've done fairly well, at least in most of my moves over the years.
Yeah, well, like I say, you don't seem to be...
Cut that part out, by the way.
Yeah, well, like I said, you don't seem to be like there's anything mentally wrong with you in any way, right? You seem to be okay, like a normal guy. You're just at a rut, going through some shit, and in truth, when you're an entrepreneur and you're building this type of stuff, it's hard to let your babies go. I'll tell you that. It is.
I have no babies.
Man, this business is your baby. This is your thing. You've spent all your time on.
I need to stop because I've got somewhere else to go as well, and I don't want to take up too much of your time.
All right.
I mean, I've got to be.
Have a good day. Thanks for the call.
Bye.
Oh man, that was horrible. That was horrible, right? I mean, I feel bad about that. Really, I feel bad about that. But at the same time, it's like, Jesus Christ, what do you do, man? I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. That's the problem in life right now. How in the hell is there nothing on that screen? Oh, that's a whole nother thing. That ain't even the right deal. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm talking tomfoolery about nothingness. So, if you guys have just tuned in, that was supposed to be a totally different conversation than it turned out to be. I feel really bad about having it, kind of, but it needed to be said. I mean, how do you can't put on any better kid gloves other than walking through and telling them step by step. When the whole thing's negative over and over again, and it's I can't, man, you're spinning your wheels, wasting your damn time. So that's what that is. I hope you guys understand that and realize that, not trying to be an ass, but sometimes real life is real life. And, going on to that, hey, be a damn grown-up. Sometimes real life is real life, and it sucks, and nobody likes it. It's just what it is. I mean, how many times in your life has somebody kicked a fucking bucket and they're dead? Guess what? They're dead, man. And it happens to your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your aunts, your kids, all kinds of shit. It's real life, and it sucks. We feel bad about it, but at the same time, all you can do as a human being is get the fuck over it and go on to the next step of life and breathe and keep moving. And in truth, if you can't do that, man, this is a survival of the fittest freaking world, and it shouldn't be anything else, because if you're one of the weaker ones, you shouldn't make it to the next go-round in the gene pool, because that's breeding horrible shit into the rest of our future. No, we need people that are strong enough to be able to mentally handle life, right? Hate to say that. We should also love the people that can't. But we need the people that can, and we shouldn't be stroking the ones that aren't. Understand them for what they are, love them for what they are, and move on, man. Move on. That's it. That's enough of a rant for me, I guess. I can go a little goofy on that. Sorry about that, darling. I do that. She hates it when I do that, man. She really does. She gets mad at me. Says I shouldn't be talking like that and I shouldn't be thinking like that, and it makes me sound ugly. But you know what, man? Sometimes life's just ugly. Hell, my life's ugly. I promise that. None of my stuff's beautiful and great and wonderful, man. I'm normal just like everybody else. You know, every now and then something happens in life that just makes shit stink. Do we have another blunt roll by chance?
Coming.
And that's it. So, folks, if you're out there watching, this is what we do. This is part of the behind-the-scenes stuff. So I'm about to switch over and go to. Well, I tell you what. Let me bring up my screen. Okay, we've got my screen on camera now. You should be able to see most of it. And I'm going to go back over to my. What the hell you call this? My video editing software. And we're going to watch that. Now, I will have to kill the microphone for a moment. That's just part of part of the way it goes when I'm doing this, because if I don't kill my microphone, you're going to be hearing it coming out of the speakers, and you definitely don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and mute the microphone now and turn on this recording so you can hear as I edit in live time. Much. Another problem has always been law enforcement. I mean, it has been an issue in that place for as long as I remember. There's one road in and there's one road out. Okay? So what they do is they just sit there. And if you're they only see one or two cars every hour or so. You're getting pulled over. It may not be.
I think. Do you think it's a nice thing because it's a small town? Everyone knows everyone, so it's kind of a protective.
Well, that's what they say. Sure, that's what they tell you. But what it really is a way for the county to drum up money, okay? Because that's what it is. It's about the fines and fees and everything else. You get your car impounded and you get your stuff taken away. You got to go take a class that the county puts on. I mean, there's so many, or you got to go through a program that the county has a deal with, sets you up with. Yeah, or you got in trouble and now you're going to probation through the county. The point is there's so many different caveats and ways that. Okay, back at you now. Back at you live in the studio so that you guys are seeing what's actually going on. Yeah, I've got a dog running around here too, acting all crazy. He wants to go outside. But that's all right. His mama can take him out here in a little bit. So, so I'm just in the background working on that, getting that to finish. It looks like it's got less than a minute left. That's not so bad. We're almost done here. Then we can switch right back over there and get into the next segment of it. What I generally like to do is take this longer form content and save it, go back and rework again, which I'm fixing to come back to that screen so that you can see it. All right, and back to it. Now you guys can watch what I'm doing. So I will undo my last edit, which was basically deleting everything else. I'm going to come back and join these two. Tricks. and then I'll come over here and delete the rest of the video that I've got to delete. Now I'm going to shrink this down so that we can see the timeline a little bit better. We were doing there, and get rid of all the remaining clips. There's still quite a few clips here to make, guys. Quite a few. We spent 2.5 hours live last night doing this, and it was an hour and a half video to start with. I chopped it up into a ton of it. I don't even know how many it's going to come out to be. We'll see. But there's some golden pieces of goodness in here for sure. Okay, we'll get that one downloading as well. Alright, small town law enforcement it's called. Back to the solo view so that we can see what's going on. You guys are hanging out with me right now. So feel free to drop some things in the live chat. I am here monitoring that. Now, I'm telling you, I'm looking down at it sporadically. I'm not doing it constant, so I am looking at it. If you want to say something to me, by all means, put it down in the chat below. We'll take care of you. Hey, if you guys are enjoying this content, enjoying this type of content, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share it with your friends. Let everyone know that there's some awesomeness going on YouTube, right? That's what we do. Now let's take a look back at the edit. Got about 35 seconds left with that. Now you're going to have to give me just a moment, folks, because I have a doggy that is ready to go outside. So we're going to let him do that momentarily. For right now, he's going to walk around crying and be mad. I think he sees a girl outside is what it is. He sees her out the window and wants to go play. It happens. It happens. It's just life. But you're going to have to wait, bud. We only got about 5-10 seconds left in this edit. So we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. That one is completed. We will come back over here, join the split cam once again, back to the edit. All right, and we'll do the same thing we've been doing. We'll go back into the editor. I will Control Z to bring it all back. Now this time I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this segment completely. Delete that out, and we've got the next one. Let's listen to see what it's actually about. So the problem is, do you live in that town and just stay in your little community and just never really be able to excel because there's not a place there that pays? And in truth, there's no one in that city to teach you to do your own thing. That's not a thing. No one works for themselves. Yep. A company from somewhere else will come in and you go to work for them. That's how it works in my home town. Normal human beings in the city I grew up in don't realize that they can own their own business unless it's like a little cafe or restaurant or like a little resale shop. There's always people that understand that kind of stuff. Normal people don't realize, hey, guess what? We need another hospital. We need another community event center. We need this, that, and the other thing, and know how to go fundraise and put those things together. Guess what? We need a children's organization that raises millions of dollars to help the handicapped because, 2.4% of our population has handicap issues in our elementary, and I think that we... All right, here we are getting to it. I will come back on camera once again. I do like coming to you guys in between, in between all of the little clips, right? I enjoy doing that, being able to talk to you, coming to you face to face like this. If there's anything that's been happening in the live chat, we can talk about it. And right now I've got two little doggies that are making noise and trying to do their thing. So let me let them out before they tear up the cameras and everything else. Give me a moment, folks. Excuse that. Alright, that didn't take too terribly long. Now let me flip on back by and see that camera angle. Let's take a look at it. Let's see how things are looking on that end. Fortunately, I don't have to show that part to you guys because I've got another view right over here where I can see. Let's see. But I got to turn that off, and I've got to turn that off. Oh, not that off. I got to turn this off. So, yeah, that looks like we can still see, and we're still all right, and everything's still good. So we're going to go ahead and turn those back on. little features. You guys didn't see it. I know you didn't. That's okay. So we're back with you. Now we're going to flip back over to the split cam and back to the edit and do it again. I'll leave the mic on. These are small enough that most of them I can just kind of sit through. Doesn't have to be all that jazz, right? Delete and start again.
Depending on where to do everything, rather than
They don't know the options.
the
Yeah, they just don't know the
because
options.
no one is teaching them.
That's correct, and it's because the teachers themselves aren't taught that.
Yes.
The teachers themselves
Yes,
are not
yeah.
taught that. They're taught a certain curriculum that they're supposed to teach. That's their job. Their job is
Yes.
not to know stuff. Look, a teacher's job is
Yes.
not to know stuff, man. A teacher's job is to be able to effectively communicate the material that she's hired to convey. That's it. That's it. And if she's teaching anything out of that realm, she might get fired. I mean,
Yeah.
That's true. It's true. You guys all know it's true.
yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's right or it's wrong. It's was it approved?
Here we go. Okay. Export. Go back. Okay, I missed something.
To teach you what some company told you they're supposed to teach you. You always have to think about education is also a business, man. No.
Now you guys don't hear my doggy barking, do you? It's okay if you do. He's out there barking. That's what they do. He's a doggy. And we live out in the country, so it's okay. He can sit out there and bark all he wants to. And we're just going to let him. It says 1.5 minutes. I'm not sure how much time it'll actually take. But that's about where we're at. Hey, if you guys are watching and you have anything that you'd like to drop down in the comments, by all means, do so. Got it. I'm not sure what that means. Deleting things from OneDrive. I don't know about OneDrive. I'm not putting anything in OneDrive. But it pops a lot of things up on my screen. Alright. Now it looks like we're getting... No, we're still not there. Let me flip back and see. Let me see. Yep, that one's done. That one's done. We're going to come back to it, show you the split cam so you can watch it as well. Get rid of that one. Delete. Boom.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's right or it's wrong. It's was it approved, right?
Because no one is teaching them.
What do you guys think about this? What do you think about what we're talking about there? About how teachers, generally their job is not necessarily to be highly educated. It is to be able to effectively communicate what the material that they're charged to communicate. You guys mind sitting around and watching some of this when there's not much going on? I don't have music really playing in the background. I have just me, silence, and the doggies. That's pretty much what I have to offer. But I hope you're enjoying it. I sure am. I sure am. And I really enjoy when I get to come back to you guys on the solo cam. Yay! Back to you guys on a solo cam. Time to smoke a blunt, drink some coffee, do what we do. I think it's going to be a minute for this one. I just let them out because they're knocking over the camera, fighting and playing on the floor.
Well, it's either that or I don't know what else to do.
That's okay. Well, we'll just have to keep them off camera, won't we? The dogs, they love to play in the floor. That's what they do. They're puppies. Well, I say they're puppies. They ain't really puppies. They're big dogs, but they're our babies. They are our babies. I'll tell you that. Flip on back and see what it's looking like. 82%. It says 10 seconds. We'll go ahead and flip back to the split cam so you can watch what that looks like. You guys are seeing in real time how long it takes to create these videos. Now remember, this is the long form content. All right, what you're looking at is these are the longer pieces of content that we're going to end up chopping down further. Now this was still one conversation that was an hour and a half long, and it's still 41 minutes with the cuts. So here we are. Let's listen to this segment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, how once you go off to college, if you do go off to college, I guess that's the thing. How many of them go off to college and come back? Because then they would know, or somebody would bring that knowledge back, you would think.
Well, it depends on what they went for and what. Got to get out there. Hey, here's the question. You know, as a matter of fact, I was watching a guy talk about that today. And this actually does translate to high school. Okay, I didn't think about it until just now because it was talking about marketing, it was talking about business, and it was talking about starting a YouTube channel and this and that. If you're a YouTube channel that has 0 followers and you're doing this for a living, this is your life, what are you going to do?
Yes.
What do you do?
Okay.
You make content and go get some damn customers. That's what you do. You go get the customers. Wherever they're at, you go get them. Go get them.
Yeah.
So if you're at school and you want to be successful and you want to be known and you want your voice heard, be seen. There's 1,000 different ways. You don't have to stand on a table anymore. You got TikTok.
Yeah, that's right. You got social media. You got all that kind of stuff. If you guys agree, let me know down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. Share with your friends. Let everyone know that you're here hanging out with us on this cool channel with Christopher C. Day. Doing a little bit of video editing, watching the process of how it's done in real time by a complete non-professional. And I do mean complete non-professional. Yes, it is true. Very so true. But I still do it. Well, I say a non-professional. I don't get paid to do it. I guess it does contribute to my financing, but it doesn't necessarily pay me at all. So, not monetized on YouTube, guys. Just letting you know. If you think so, that's not the case. That's not the case. However, hit that subscribe button. Let all your friends know. I'd like to be monetized one day. Oh, yeah. The only way we're going to do it is help each other out. Make those shares. If you like the content, let everybody know you like the content. That's just part of it. See, 25 seconds left. Ooh, we got one that likes the content. Appreciate that. I got to keep this thing a little better. What do you think about the split cam view? Do you guys enjoy that? Are you able to hear enough audio? I'm not wearing a lapel mic. I've got to pick one up. The one I've got is sitting about 2 feet away from me, and that might be a little bit far. But it's what we're working with. So let's see where we're at. We're still on the split screen. So let's go back and do it again. Control Z, undo. Get rid of that bad dude right there. Get rid of that gap and listen to the next.
That about me. I just find those people who do talk.
No, I tell you, I wasn't either. I was always a behind-the-scenes actor, very introverted growing up, shy kid, all that. Didn't have a lot of friends, didn't like to talk to people. Well, I like to talk, but it was to my immediate people. That was about it. It wasn't until I was married, had 2 kids, and needed a job. I didn't have a job, couldn't find one, and the one place that was hiring, was one of those places where they give you a duffel bag full of cheap toys and junk, right? And they have you go to different businesses and selling them to people. And it didn't start off that way. The advertisement said it was for a warehouse position. So I thought, okay, I can go stack boxes or crates or something, make some money. And I get there and they're like, oh, all those positions are filled, but I do have a couple of positions for this. If you guys are interested, we can actually start you today, and it's money today. I got 2 kids at home.
They still do that.
Yeah, well, it's a bait and switch. It is. Yeah. And they actually taught us that later on. I ended up going into a leadership program with them, opening up a whole nother office and everything else, and leading a whole crew of people.
It's true. Had a lot of fun in my early 20s doing some dumb shit, walking around in a suit, selling cheap Chinese kid shit. Sold a lot of it too. Made a lot of people a lot of money. I wish I had made more of it than I did. However, I will say that good times, man. It taught me the roots of effective communication and marketing with regular Joe. Really, the people out there. I didn't learn how to go sit in a boardroom and have executive meetings or any of that kind of stuff, but I did learn how to talk to normal people about normal stuff and even get them to give me a little bit of money. So that's pretty much where my talents lied as an early young man. Well, I guess I'll flip back over there and watch this screen. It shouldn't be very long now. We should be almost there. Actually, it says 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So what we're going to do is come back over here to the live solo view so that we can just sit here and chit chat like that. I'm not sure how many of you guys are out there watching right now. If you're new to the channel, my name is Christopher C. Day, and I am a business builder, buyer, acquirer, seller, speaker, entrepreneur, mentor, and advisor. A little bit of everything, guys. A little bit of everything. Today, what I like to do is come to you in this live presentation, just a little bit on the back end flow of my work day. We've gone out this morning at 5 a.m. I believe. We uploaded we ran a live stream showing you guys the beginning portion of this editing process. We had an hour and a half long conversation yesterday with some members of my club, and out of that we have come up with probably close to 100 pieces of content, and that's what we've been doing over the last day. Basically, I started it last night, chopped the hour and a half footage down into multiple segments, long form segments. Right now we're going through and saving those long form segments. Next, we'll be uploading those saved long forms and chopping them down into some short form and exponentially increasing the number of content pieces that we have to distribute over the multiple platforms that we operate on. So if you are a small business owner and doing video is daunting to you, watch this. It's simple. I'm not a pro, but I get it done. You can too. These are free tools. The editing is pretty simple. It's a time-consuming thing. For me, it's a lot of watching the same conversations over and over again. It does get a little bit, grueling or what have you. It's a little monotonous, but if you move through that, it's part of the work, right? That's part of the work. What you end up with is a wealth of I call them nuggets, right? Little golden nuggets of wisdom. It's a little sentence or two here or there where you were speaking to somebody or somebody was speaking to you, and there was something very valuable there. Maybe you didn't need the whole hour, the whole 45 minutes, whatever it was, but that little nugget was something that you can take with you forever, and you want to consume it in that way. So we understand that. We're trying to bring that to you. Okay, that video has completed, so now we're going to come on back into the editing software once again. Control Z, bring it back. Delete the initial segment, delete the gap, bring it back, start listening again.
Anyhow, so yes, it ended up being a very good decision to do that because, first of all, within the first month or so, and think about how old I was. I was 20, 21 years old. Man, I was making $250, $300 in my pocket every day. Every day. Cash money. Wasn't telling nobody about it. It just in my pocket. No taxes, no nothing, baby. I'm an independent contractor working for this old company. Hell, by this time I found out that my boss, the owner of the company, the two owners that were partners, were about 3 years younger than me, barely over being teenagers or whatever. Yeah.
That was pretty funny. I ended up living with one of them in the office for a little while, man. All we did is drink beer, smoke weed, and sell shit. That was it. Once I realized they were as young as I were, I didn't know because they were all suit and tied up, and I came from a different world than they did, and I thought these guys had some years and experience and college and everything else over me. Heck no, there's a bunch of goofy kids too that got wrangled into a multi-level marketing scheme. Had a good time with it, man. I mean, they did, I did. I mean, I know they made their money. I helped them do the books. Anyhow, hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you are enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell your friends about it, hit that share button. I went for 3 or 4 years and didn't tell anybody to do that, and they didn't hit the button. So now I'm telling you to do it every chance I can. Do it. If you like it, show me. If you like it, if you dig this kind of stuff, hit the button. That's it about. I want to get a bunch of subscribers on here too. A lot of people need this information. And those that don't, well, I sure like bringing it to them anyway. It's true. Looks like we got 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. I have queued up a little bit of music so that if I wanted to work in the background and not talk to everybody, I could actually do that. I probably will at a later point in time. At this point, I'm good coming to you on the split screen. Let's see what we're looking at the moment. Let's take a gander. Okay, all right, I've seen it now. And so you guys get to watch the program. You get to watch exactly what it looks like, you know, in real time. It's kind of slow sometimes. Some of these videos take seconds to finish, and some of them take minutes to finish. In the meantime, there's always a few minutes to do something. That's generally a bathroom break, a coffee break, get up and chase a dog break, you know, something like that. Life, just life comes in the middle of edits a lot of times. I mean, you think about it, this one video that's an hour and a half long is taking me basically 2 full days to completely edit down, cut down, and turn into roughly 100 pieces of content for various platforms. Now, the thing is, I have these conversations, probably 2 or 3 of them a day, that are like that. So I've got a ton of content to come, a ton of content that has not been edited, and a ton of it that's sitting in a folder ready to go. And there's a lot of it that's already uploaded and scheduled. So just stay tuned. If you like this kind of stuff, man, this is for you. We're going to do it for you. That looks so dangerous. Right? I got 2 dogs looking over the balcony, wanting to jump over the balcony. Don't do it. Don't do it. It looks cool out there, man, but it's a long way down. I'm thinking they're probably old enough to know better. They ain't neither one of them little pups. Neither one of them. One of them just had puppies herself. Got 9 of them running around out there. And the daddy's her friend. Well, I guess it's just mom and dad is what it is. That's the mom and dad. They ain't none of them puppies anymore. Can you believe that? Our babies are growing up. Hey, for those of you that have been watching the channel for any length of time, Rammy had her puppies, and they're adorable. All of them. They're ugly and adorable at the same time. Yes, they are. Sparky, hey, he's still Sparky. He's still sneaking out every chance he can. He's still trying to get out of the fence every chance he can. Rammy and Dude, they got picked up by the law last week. It's true. Our whole weekend was a mess. We were upset. We were beside ourselves. We didn't know what to do because our babies were gone. They were done being missing. And then we found them on the Nextdoor app. They done got picked up. That's it. Cops got them. Law enforcement done took them and threw them in the old clink. That's what happened. So we went to get them out. Fortunately, really cool county. Man, they just let us have them. They were really cool. They even, they even chipped them for us so that next time they don't have to take them in if they get them. They can just drop them off at my yard, right? That was cool. When a place tells you something like that, you know that's a good county to work with. So we went ahead and made a little donation to them anyway, just to say thank you. You know, even though there was, no fee for it. So, just want to give a big shout out on that one, old Comal County. You did something for us good. It didn't cost me this time. That's pretty awesome. Usually you cost me. All right, going back into the edit. I think you guys are still sitting with me. I'm not on. Yeah, you're still in the split. All right, Control Z, delete. Got rid of that one. Delete the gap. Boom. Listen to the next segment. On and pop.
I lost my spot. Yeah, anyhow, I lost my spot. I don't remember what the hell I was saying.
Pay attention.
How do you not remember you were just saying?
That's part. Look, it's part of the condition. I do that. I don't. You had never noticed that? Look, I lose my train of thought.
Yeah.
It comes back to me. It does come back to me. Once I catch it, it comes all the way back. And in truth, I have feared for a very, very, very long time. Now, this has been going on my entire life. My dad used to give me hell about it when I was a teenager. I do. It loses my mind. It is gone. Whatever it is I was thinking about completely disappears from my brain. It's completely...
It's true. Just pops right out the old noggin, y'all. Right out the old noggin. If you didn't know, now you know. I just lose it. The whole brain. And I've feared it. I don't think I spelled that right. Alzheimer's. I think there's an E first. I don't know. We'll spell check it when we put it up to YouTube, though. That's for sure. I don't want anybody knowing we're dummies. Or me. It's me. It's not even we. I say we because she's sitting in the room with me, but she can't take any blame for misspelling anything I did. Tell you the truth.
That's straight.
You got to watch out. I'll make it look like she done it. You get me to telling that I didn't do anything wrong at all, whatsoever. Never have. JK. Okay? I know this is cancel culture, but cancel me after you follow me, alright? Follow me first. Hit that subscribe button. I think I mentioned this on the last segment. I'm going to stop that. I'm just razzing you now. Have you shared this live?
Yep.
Okay. Everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Did you put it in Discord?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, for those of you that are not aware, we do have a private Discord community called the Clubhouse. That's right, where entrepreneurs and investment people and just people who, individuals who want to do better in life, we all get together in this particular Discord server and talk about those things, plan those things, and do our best to work with each other for those things. Okay, another one has, all right, I got another acceptance of my invites. All right, Control Z, bring it back, get rid of the original,
Oh, you got a new
chop the
follower
gap.
today, didn't you?
Got a few.
I get lost in them because what I needed to say, I shouldn't have had to say as many words to say it to you.
So now you develop your brain and do the ESP thing and just beam it into our head so you don't have to.
I have been interested in that my entire life. My entire life, what it is somebody hacking a download in like an MP4 of a moving video. Most of the time, it's a series of flashing images that happen so fast that we understand. A picture's worth 1,000 words. We see flashes of images and understand exactly what they mean. That's why when it comes back to telling someone the dream, you can't quite tell them the dream because it didn't happen that way in your dream. You actually didn't witness it in that linear fashion. But that's not how we are meant to understand information. Look, I don't know where you guys stand on any religious basis or whatever, but I tell you, the language of God comes just like that. You just know. And you understand it. It is a begotten knowledge, right? And to me, it's always represented itself in a series of images that I understand. I understand. That's all.
That's true shit right there, y'all. Yeah. For those of you who have not ever experienced that's real deal Holyfield right there. If you're watching right now, you know what's going on. I'm doing some video edits. I'm doing some screen share. I'm kicking it behind the scenes. You're watching with me. I got the live chat up. I'm waiting for you to drop your questions down below. Do you have any questions about business growth, business scalability, or how to buy or sell a business? Maybe even your business. How to value your company. How to properly assess it and know what it's worth. All of these are topics that I cover extensively on the daily. And I sure don't mind doing it on video. I just need to have those questions asked because that's just what it is. It is what it is what it is. Now let's check on that edit. Oh yeah, 3 minutes 15 seconds remaining. It's gonna be a minute. I'm gonna have to talk to you for a minute or something, I reckon. As a matter of fact, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go on mute for just a moment. I'm going to go on a larger screen share. We're gonna get rid of that screen. We will bring up the rest of it. I will mute it and hit some music for you. There we go. Need to pee in just a second. Should be peeing. You know what? I didn't know that I had the music muted the whole time. Sorry about that, y'all. But you know what? I don't think I had the microphone muted. No, the microphone was open and the music was muted. muted. Look what you did to me. So all this time I've been sitting here talking gibberish and shit, thought the music was on, all that. Hope you guys weren't watching and paying attention to how goofy as I am. You know what? I didn't know that I had the music muted the whole time. Sorry about that, y'all. And yes, I did just do a sound check and I realized that the music's playing for you now. So I'm going to go ahead and mute this thing. I'm going to step away for half a moment and let you guys do what you do while you do it. Would you like to sit here and work on something right here for a minute on the camera while I go away?
No. I'm in the middle of a conversation.
So what do we got going on over there, cutie?
I was in the Discord right now, chatting it up with Selfie King and Dragnet. They're in there hanging out, so I was letting them know what we're doing over here.
Nice.
Drop the link down in there again.
There you go. If any of you guys are out there watching and you're interested in checking out the Clubhouse, which is our it's our membership club where we talk about wealth building, investment strategies, and just general success in life. This is a place to grow your network of net worth. There is a link in the description below to where you can go and check out the Clubhouse. That is a Discord server. So if you're not familiar with Discord, pop on in. We'll help you out with that. What'd you guys think about the music? Did you dig it? I can bring it back. See, I can. You know what? I think I can even bring it down here. See, it's still reading. You guys should be able to hear that and hear me at the same time. Now, what I'm gonna do is turn this mic off. I'm gonna turn my audio back on for a minute to see if I actually, if that's coming across right. So there's gonna be a period of silence from me, but you should be hearing music through the entire time. So just sit tight and let's do this test together. Music, did you dig it? I can bring it back. See, I can. You know what? I think I can even bring it down here. See, it's still reading. You guys should be able to hear that and hear me at the same time. Now, what I'm going to do is turn this mic off. I'm going to turn my audio back on for a minute to see if I actually, if that's coming across right. So there's going to be a period of silence from me, but you should be hearing music through the entire time. So just sit tight and let's do this test together. Music, did you dig it? I can bring it back. See, I can. You know what? I think I can even bring it down here. See, it's still reading. All right. I'm not sure if you guys heard that or not, but to tell you the truth, it looks like the music wasn't even hardly coming on. So I just turned it up right now. We're going to test it again. I will go back off again to see at that delay if my voice actually comes over the music. Now, if you guys are out there watching right now, you can let me know in the comments. You could let me know in the comments. However, I'm probably just going to end up doing this test to myself, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to mute myself again and listen again. Alright, I'm not sure if you guys heard that or not, but to tell you the truth, it looks like the music wasn't even hardly coming on. So I just turned it up right now. We're going to test it again. I will go back off again to see at that delay if my voice actually comes over the music. Now, if you guys are out there watching right now, you can... And that's it. I've heard everything. I know everything now. I should be talking over the music. This should be over the music right here. Now, if I want that to go away, I should be able to turn that in some way. You know what? I should have some sort of transition on this. You know what? I will get that taken care of so that as I move from source to non, it'll be a smooth fade away every time. Right now, it's still a little clunky, and that's just because I'm new with those controls, but we will get that taken care of. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this music back off, right? We're back off with the music. We're back on with the mic. We're in the split screen, and we're going to bring back the screen, go back over here to our edits, and we're going to continue where we left off. Now, I did Control-Z to bring that all back, go back to original footage, delete it, close the gap, listen to the next footage.
Just like a thought, just like you can see your thoughts in your head. You can see your thoughts, right?
Okay.
Sure.
No,
He says no, actually. You know what? Work on that. work on imagining.
I feel
Use
like
your
I
imagination.
I don't know.
What's the coolest place you've ever been to?
Coolest place? I don't think so.
What's
Coolest place?
There you go, another little short clip talking about learning to visualize success. That's what that is. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with visualizing success, I suggest you go look that up on YouTube. Who knows, in a little while, maybe my video will pop up, Visualizing Success. That might be the name of it. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Hope you guys are watching and enjoying this view. We've got, multiple angles so that you can you guys can kind of see the inner workings of what it looks like to do all of this. I think sometimes people need that. They need that real life show of how this stuff is done. What does it look like to do this job? What does it look like to edit a video? How do you do it? How hard is it? And for me, it's mostly just chopping things up in segments. I do things in one cut so that I don't have to go over and over and over again. Sometimes I'll cut out the ums, ahs, and uh-huhs, and all the dumb words. Other than that, it's a pretty straightforward process. I like to do one take and get on with it. All right, that level is completed. Cool. Bring this back, Control-Z, get rid of the original footage, done, close the gap, listen to the next segment.
You're making this hard on me. Jesus Christ, he gives me a memory from so far I can't remember it. Okay, never mind. We're going to skip that lesson. The point is, start to learn to use your imagination, boy. Look, if you can't picture it, here's the thing. It's just like working out. You can go do all the push-ups you want to, but if you can't visually see and visualize your body changing, you won't.
Try to visualize.
Yeah, you won't. Look, hey, when it comes to building anything, yes, it's in here. Sit here.
Okay.
Very, very true. Learn to visualize, guys. Learn to be able to see your goals. If you can see the future, you can achieve the future. Tell you that right now. Said I wanted to make 100 pieces of content out of one video. Look, you guys are watching it. We spent 2 days making 100 pieces of content out of one call. Just about, yeah. I mean, seriously. Well, when you think it probably made 30 long form pieces, right? Well, it's an hour and a half long conversation, hour and 50 something minutes, almost 2 hours long. So when I cut it down, most of the stuff here. Let me come back to the solo view for these folks. So when I cut it down, it it was into about 30 different segments of a minute or 2 or 3. So each one of those are a full YouTube videos at 1.5 to 3 minutes. It's a full video. It's not a short. Short's a minute or less, right? So what I'll do is I'll take those ones that are 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, throw those into the software, cut them down further, and then make 2 or 3 shorts out of them, right? So basically you're getting at least 2 out of each one of those, if not 3. So if there was 30 pieces times 3, that's 90, right? Some of those are getting more than that because it's overlapping pieces that make a different story. So, there's quite a bit of content that comes from one good quality conversation, and that's exactly what that was a good quality conversation. So
that's a video you might want to put together then. How to make 100 pieces of content with one video.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. It actually takes 3 videos to make it.
We can start video also.
See it, believe it. Sure. That's something that I totally believe in, is see it and believe it. Believe it here before you can do anything. Now, you both have seen the images. Y'all both knew I was working. I never made it to competitive, but I was working to be a competitive bodybuilder at one point. And
Okay. See it to believe it. You guys don't need to hear all that. You want to hear the juicy details, you got to watch it when I put the video out. This one right here, that's just the edit. You don't get the long form content. You're not going to hear the whole thing all at once. Oh no, just little tidbits. And there might even be some photo representation so that you know I wasn't lying. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see. See it and believe it. Done. Boom. Shakalaka. Shakalaka. Boom. All right. I don't know how long it's going to take. Shouldn't take. Way over there. I'm thirsty and need a blunt too. Yes, do you have something? Oh, we have. Look, if you guys aren't familiar with Whataburger, man, get familiar, baby. That's all I got to say. No, ain't near as good as they used to be. Not as fulfilling either. However, still tasty. Still tasty. And they're on the way every corner. Because they're on every corner, that really helps us, do that. Oh, what am I doing now? I pulled up the wrong thing. Did I? No, I didn't. 40-something seconds left. Now, it says that YouTube is not responding, so we may have some issues with YouTube Studio, with the connection and everything else. I don't know. We're just going to keep it rolling, keep it going, and keep this stream doing what it's doing. As far as I can see, I think we're going to be all right. It does appear that way. I'm going to come back to the, we got 65%, about 40 seconds left on that, on the edit, as you guys can see. You should still be in the split screen, aren't you? Nope, that's solo screen. Let's go to the split cam. Let's look at split cam. Okay, now you guys can actually see what's going on in real time. About 25 seconds left on that edit. Are there any questions that you guys happen to have for me? Is there anything out there that you would like answered? Something to do with video editing? Something to do with business growth strategy? Something to do with acquisitions, mergers, sales? Any of those sorts of things, even scalability of your company. I'm open today. This is what I'm doing, is I'm putting this in at least for the next little while, getting this clipped out. I think there's probably 3 or 4 or 5 more segments of it to make before I end this particular stream. Because we got to go grocery shopping, right? Do the normal human being stuff, grab some food. I mean, people do that. I don't have a surplus of Huel sitting around yet. Huel, if you're listening, I think it would be a really cool sponsorship. I could really use some Huel, human fuel, right? All right, see it and believe it is completed. Let's skip back to the last video. Control Z to bring it back. Delete the original footage. Close the gap. Bring it back and listen again.
Here's the thing. What does your perfect day look like?
Okay, I have to think about it.
No, right now. What does your perfect day look like?
Okay, doing things I love and building relationships with a lot of people.
Well, that's wonderful. Tell me exactly how that happens from the time you get up to the time you go to bed. I want to know what the perfect day is like.
Okay, perfect day is like. Okay.
That was pretty good. He he told me that his teacher was standing behind him that day, waiting for him to get off the call to me so that he could do his little private lessons over there. He said, yeah, he said his teacher was,
home, right?
yeah, because he does lessons at home. He's in India. Yeah. Anyhow, he was telling me the teacher was impressed with our conversation. He liked the quality of conversation he was having with me.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. So some of this stuff does translate across borders and everything else, you know. Most of what I try to do with Suchir, I mean, it's just general life mentorship's all it is, really. I mean, he's just a normal kid. Hell, he's 17 years old. He came to me and asked me for mentorship. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Say no? What for? I mean, I got 4 kids that don't care anything about the information I got in my brain. At least there's somebody out there that wants to learn some of this shit. Hey, 4 kids, if you're watching this, come pick my brain a little bit. You get it for free. Know the value you're missing. For real. Yeah. I'm just talking trash, y'all. My kids are great. I love them. They just all have their own interests. Actually, 2 of them too young to even care. It doesn't even matter. Now, my little boy, when he was 6 years old, he said, we were walking around. We went to one of the business locations. We had a little art shop at the time, and we happened to have a couple of little other locations, little tiny businesses that were around the downtown area. And one day we went on a walk, and we stopped off at the different ones, and we were talking to different employees, people who worked there. And my son said, "Daddy, you mean I can do more than one thing?" And let me tell you what, that warmed my heart for him to ask that question at that age, because to me that was never a question. You can do whatever the hell you want to do whenever you want to do it. As many things as you can possibly do, you can do them right now, right? Why not? Who's to tell you can't? And to be able to tell my son that there are no limitations in life other than the ones you put on yourself, that was rewarding, fulfilling. I really loved doing that, especially at that age. Made me, pretty happy. Okay, back to the split cam, back to the edit. Let's see what we're looking at. Good lordy lordy, it says 10 seconds. That's not too long, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. I ain't making you listen to Charlie Brown music. That is what that other stuff sounded like, right?
What do you have to listen to right now?
Me. Yep. On a split screen? Even worse, right? Alright, back to the footage. Control Z, bring it back. Delete the original, close the gap, listen to the new footage.
Yeah, and now that I know what it looks like, what steps do I take to make that happen? Right? That's the next thing is, now that I know what it looks like, what steps do I take to make that happen? Because that is my perfect day. So how do we make the perfect day? And if it's nothing crazy, right? If it's nothing crazy, you probably just do it. Right?
See, little tidbits, that's all they need, man. Little tidbits. It's amazing what, some of this stuff you don't even think is really advice. You just say it, and then you look back later and you realize, hey, that was valuable to somebody. So if you guys are getting value out of this, by all means, click that subscribe button, hit that share button, tell all your friends about it. I said I wasn't going to do it again. I was kidding. I was kidding. Hey, these angles are getting me. I'm enjoying them. I hope you guys are enjoying them. I got to do something about this. So I got to raise this even higher. I had another desk in here that was regular desk height, which is this lower height. And I actually said, you know what? Let's do another tabletop on top of some other things to raise it up because I needed the entire platform higher. And it's much larger than a regular standing table. If I did a regular standing table, it wouldn't be big enough for the setup. That's just what. Well, now don't get me wrong. This is also two people's setup, right? You don't see the little lady set up on the other side, but I don't want her too far away. We like to sit together and watch things and do things together. Right now, she can't be on the camera because you're in the way. No, you're not in the way. I love you. I love you. All right, going back to hit the next video. Control Z, bring it back. Delete the original footage and close the gap. Listen to the new stuff.
You know, I was thinking about what you said about the new technology of Apple, and that made me think about Stephen Hawking. Because, you know, and I had to look up how he talked, because he did. And I thought, what?
But I do think
Yeah.
if we have a transmitter receiver system, you know, in between a computer system and in our brain, you know, that's injected into us, we should be able to.
Yeah.
I want to know Kung Fu,
Yeah.
and I know Kung Fu. You know, I mean, it should be that simple as far as to download information. Now, as far as practical knowledge, no, but instructional and.
Damn it. You know what? When I said that right now, you know what I heard in my head?
What?
Kimmy Schmidt. For those of you who are not familiar with, what is it called? The Incredible or Formidable Kimmy Schmidt or some shit?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
That's in the song. At the end it says, damn it! At the end of every episode. Anyhow, sometimes when I say it, it makes me think of that. This one ought to be pretty quick, y'all. Well, I say that. You never know about a computer. I say it's going to be quick. We don't know. We don't know. And I never save them to the OneDrive. I don't even use OneDrive. I don't like Microsoft products for the most part. I like Google products. But you need Microsoft, like Windows, you need Windows. Windows beats Chrome, dude. That's all there is to it. And I don't use Apple at all. Don't even get me started on it. I know there's somebody going to say some shit in the comments. I don't even care. If you're an Apple person, more power to you, dude. I'm sure they're a wonderful company. I just don't want to pay for every fucking thing I do. It kind of, you know, beats you out of that productivity ratio, and you know, when you're having to come out of pocket for everything that you could be doing for free that still works just as well. That's just my saying. But hey, people are like that. If you're an Apple person, be an Apple person. Be about it. Be about it. I'm happy that you are. I'm happy that you stand by something and have some loyalty and all that. I ain't hating you for it. Just don't hate me for mine. I like Androids. They make me think of Star Wars. They do. Ever since it came out, man, I think about C-3PO and R2-D2 every time I buy a new phone. And I think I got me an Android. Yep, just like Luke. I can go traveling through the cosmos with my Androids. Yeah. Just the name was cool. They did it right. Sorry, Apple fucked it up. We're taking a bite out of a piece of fruit, forbidden fruit. No, I'm not supposed to do that. Good Lord told me that. All right, back to the video, guys. Back to the video. I hope you folks don't take me too seriously on anything I do or say. I like to have fun, but you know, that's all I do is I like to have fun. Listen to the next segment.
It's very similar in that what they're doing with the cochlear, the things for having people learn how to hear, they attaching it to their brain too. So
okay, that was one that wasn't very
well, because right now there is no guidebook or anything. It's just like pretty much how Sushir was like, you know, how do you know? It was like, yeah, it's like I guess what are the things that you should put in your brain?
To me, it's developing the strategy, right? And it's about formulating the strategy before you pull a plug on any of that. And if it's going to be buying a business, the questions that I ask myself are, first of all, what industry do I want this business to be in, right? Because it could be in any industry, right? But you need to kind of have an idea of what you're looking for, right? Or what you know about. So then it's the question of, well, what industries do I actually know anything about? Like, what do I have knowledge in? Well, this, and this. Okay, well, that's something to put.
Well, there you go, folks. That was the very last segment. I'm going to come back to you on the big cam. Boom, 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 boom. That was the very last segment in that video edit. So it took us, shoot, I don't know, it's probably taken us about 5 or 6 hours total to edit a, hour and a half, close to 2 hour video. Actually, I think it said it's 105 minutes. So whatever 105 minutes is, that's how long the video was. And it took us roughly 6.5 hours to completely do no. Is that right? Yeah, probably 4.5, 5 hours anyway. 4.5, 5 hours total. It's all been live, so you guys can go check it out. I've been editing the whole time. We hadn't stopped. It's not like I'm getting up, taking breaks or anything. I mean, this is what I'm doing. This is a full-time gig, y'all. Doing the things that it takes to get the views and get the traction. And how does it work? Well, this is part of it. This is part of it. Getting the content, the original content, going and formatting it for viewership, putting it onto the channel in a regular fashion, scheduling them out so that it comes out, with a little bit of consistency, right? That's what you want. For us, our channel, we upload at least one full-length video every single day, and the goal is at least 2 shorts every single day. So that's 3 videos you're getting on YouTube alone, not counting Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and LinkedIn, right? And any other platform that we may want to post on. Twitter, we do Twitter Lives, we do Twitter Spaces, we love doing that. Zoom calls, we do Zoom meetings, we do networking events, we do live stuff, we do online stuff, and we try to bring it all to you guys, for your viewing pleasure. Let's see how we're going with that video edit. And it's still got 1 minute 45 seconds remaining. However, I will tell you folks, I've enjoyed you being here. Ian Joplin, is that you down there? He says, oh, this is what Dragnet's talking about. That's right, this is it. My boy Dragnet from across the pond, I say across the pond, across the freaking earth. That's right. Hey, big shout out to old Alpha Dog, man, friend of mine. And glad to know you're out there watching. Glad to know that you're tuned in with us from the great world of Australia. Coming and watching this old dude in Texas on YouTube. Pretty cool.
And he's got COVID right now.
And he's got COVID. Hey, you know what? On live YouTube, we wish you well, sir. We wish you a full, quick, speedy recovery. Get back on here with us. We're glad that you're watching, but we miss talking to you at the Clubhouse as well. Ian, we love talking to you. When did you get you back in that VC as well? Hadn't had a nice chat in a couple of weeks. I know you're busy with the new baby. By the way, big shout out to old Ian Joplin down in the comments. Everybody tell him congratulations. He's a new pop. Well, he's a pop again, right? So we're proud of him for that, for doing that. He's been on full-time dad duty, doing it. Well, I say full-time. He got a full-time job, and then he goes home and full-time's his dad duties. So, shout out to any dad that's actually out there trying to do that. So, hey, thank you guys for watching. It's time for this old wolf to go grab something to eat. And I'll be back to you after dinner. We're going to be doing this live stuff. We're going to be showing you the inner workings of what it's like behind the scenes, building businesses, buying businesses, doing the marketing, doing the networking, doing all of the behind the scenes stuff that you normally don't see. All of the stuff that's not so glamorous, all the stuff that's tedious, all the stuff that's actually considered work, right? And you're also going to see how much time it takes someone who's actually dedicated to doing it, right? I have conversations with people regularly that don't have the time. Folks, sit back and watch how much live we're fixing to be doing and seeing how much time is spent doing this. It takes time, just like everything else that you do out there that makes anything for you. There's some sort of investment. Now, I will say that much of this is video and production and things like that other people could be doing. At this point in the channel, that's not feasible to pay anybody. It just doesn't work for us. I don't generate income from the YouTube channel. Driving traffic to the website and other things that we do and the other sites that we have, that's more of a building awareness at this point. So if you guys are interested in being a part of anything that we're doing, there's all kinds of links down below. I made sure to put them in there for you so they're there. If you want to join the Clubhouse, join the Clubhouse. There's some cool people in there to kick it with. There's a wealth of information behind those walls. As you go through the different tiers of membership, there are things that are available to you that really are not available on that type of membership program anywhere else that I've been aware of. all the way up to full business templates and documents that are a ready package through DocuSign to send out and build your business, scale your business, grow your business, acquire a business, and all of the things that go along in that. All of the types of documents and the templates for you to use right there, as well as a one-on-one, side-by-side coach to help you, through that endeavor of filling them out, creating them, making them yours, and then employing them. How to deploy that stuff, how to put it in front of the right people, and make it work for you. So hey, thanks for watching. We will be back here in just a short time. Turn your bell notification on so you'll find out when we're live again. There's all kinds of doozies in the beginning, you know how it goes, and then they're sprinkled out throughout the video. Golden nuggets of wisdom and wonderment.